Excuse me. Y'all need to go on about your day. Hi, kitties. Here you go. Here you go. There you go. There we go. There you go. Morning, kitties. Y'all or something else. Yeah, I see you. Go on. You need to go on. You can't have the cat food. Go. Go on. Go. Go on. Go. Go, go, go. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shoo, 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 shoo. There you go. Okay, well, I've got a selection of jams and jellies here for Lisa. And I'm going to wrap these up with just some pretty cellophane and ribbon so that she can give them to whomever she wants to. And, yeah, so we'll do that next. Fizzy, you're trying to look very innocent. But until I turned this camera on, you were chewing on that ribbon. Oh, I know. You would never do anything so wrong, would you? Because you're just innocent as you can be. Yes. Okay, so I got Lisa's stuff all boxed up here. And now I've got to go get around and change clothes and put my contacts back in. And Carol should be on her way any minute. Okay, it is a day for gandering. It is, what it is today, the 18th?
Yes.
Wednesday, December 18th, and we are going on a gander. It's a gander. We are going against the direction of the navigational guidance, which was trying to send us a stupid way.
Yep.
We are headed to Yellville, Arkansas.
Good old downtown Yellville.
Good old downtown Yellville. And to drop off some goodies, and then who knows where we'll go. We go wherever the road takes us. You know, that's what we kind of do. Which way are we going? Right or left? Eventually we end up back at home. Right now we're driving through the bustling metropolis of Hattieville, Arkansas, famous for Beeson's Grocery.
Yep.
Which is coming up here. I'll turn the phone so you can see Beeson's Grocery when we pass it.
Dun, 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 dun.
There it is. It's coming up, I promise. There's Beeson's.
Dun, 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 dun. And the post office.
One of the only little hometown, little tiny community stores that are left. A lot of the rest of them have closed up, but Beeson's is still there. Let's see. It's cold. What else can we say about today? It's beautiful. Weather's beautiful and sunny, as you can see.
Beautiful December day.
Beautiful December day. And we are not at work, which makes it even more beautiful. So we are headed to gander, and I figure it's called gandering because gander geese kind of walk around and do this.
Yep, that's what we do.
That's kind of what we do.
Oh look, let's go that way.
Yeah, we have seen many.
Oh look, let's go that way.
We've seen many interesting things on a gander. The first thing that pops in my head is those ghosts in the field down at Stuttgart.
That was different.
Yeah, we went to Stuttgart to see a rare bird. Well, Carol drove me and another lady down there to see a rare bird, and we decided to take a back way back, as we often do, and out in the middle of this crop field, someone had made a whole bunch of, instead of scarecrows, they had made ghosts.
To scare the geese out of the
And
field.
It was around this time of year. It was in December.
I think, yes, because we stopped at that store that Stuttgart is famous for.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so packed that we could not hardly get
We were like, no. Yeah. Stuttgart's big duck hunting country. And there's a store down there called Max Prairie Wings. Prairie Wings, and it's like world renowned. There's big rice fields down there, and then after Riceland Rice harvests the rice field, they flood them, and there's just bajillions of ducks that come in. So it's big.
Have a
national what?
Fly out or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Some kind of big fly out thing. Although if temperatures start warming up, guess what's going to happen to Stuttgart's duck hunting?
It's going to dry up.
It's going to dry up and move to the north. So anyway,
Global warming.
Yeah, because it's not just people that are bark chewing, tree hugging folks like me that need to care. Sportsmen should care because it will affect our hunting.
Yes, it will.
So we should care too. Anyway, so we are headed. We're through Hattieville.
If you blinked, you missed
We
it.
missed, yeah, and we are getting ready to approach the smaller metropolis of Possum Trot. And then we're gonna take Friar Bridge Road. Now, here's a little piece of trivia about Friar Bridge Road. Friar Bridge used to be the oldest. What kind of bridge would you call that? Steel. Beautiful. It was an old, like not suspension bridge, but old iron frame bridge. It was built from a kit. It was on the National Register of Historic Places, and some doofus that worked for a gas company decided he would drive across it, even though every sign you saw said this is the weight limit. And I think he actually had hooked one of the frames, wasn't that right, on the bridge, and basically collapsed it.
Oh, broke my heart.
Oh, it killed me. It was terrible. And then they removed Point Remove Bridge over there at Old Hickory too, because of the gas trucks. So it was
all for the gas trucks.
All for the gas trucks, which I understand we need.
In a quarter mile, turn
there
left
was no
onto
reason
Arkansas
for them to be
95
going on
north.
Friar Bridge Road. It's too narrow. It's dirt, and that bridge, every sign, it had a 1-ton weight limit on it. Because it was that old. And it was a really famous spot around here, and now it's gone.
Turn left onto Arkansas 95
and
north.
Our navigation guidance has now got us on track here, so we are going to head. We are in Possum Trot. There's really nothing in Possum Trot except churches.
Church.
There's a church over here
There's two
too.
churches. The churches outpopulate the houses.
Yes. So apparently the possums are very devout. So here we go. We're turning around because we missed our turn, but this camp. Oh hi, Conway County Sheriff. We're turning around at Camp Peniel. We learned something new after extensive Googling. We have found out that Peniel means face of God in Hebrew.
Yep.
So that's why it's called Camp Peniel.
You have to learn something new every time.
You have to learn something new, and we have to have snacks. So the rule is if you cross a county line, you have to take snacks.
That's true.
Right?
And we usually cross at least 6 county lines.
Yes, we've already crossed 2. Or you've crossed 2.
I've crossed 2.
I've only crossed 1.
Yeah.
But, yes, so Camp Peniel means face of God. It is a Presbyterian church camp, and apparently they're quite active, so now we know. I think it's this way, yeah. I think this is the way it is. I think. I don't either. Yeah, we're taking a little side trip. There is a building up here. It's an old CCC building in Leslie, Arkansas. And there is a fossil vein that runs through this area that when they cut into the stone to cut the stones out for the buildings, there's starfish fossils all over this building. So this is now the Ozark Heritage Museum and Arts Center, but the building is covered in sandstone, and this sandstone has starfish fossils all over it. There's some fossils there, some trace fossils. So this area was under the sort of the shallow part of the prehistoric ocean, and when they cut into the road cut, I think it was the road cut to make 65, they cut into the what they call, I think, the Leslie fossil vein, And this building is covered in the fossils. So somewhere there's starfish. We got to find those. So here they are. See? Little starfish. Starfish fossils. Yeah, they're right here. See? There's some more too. Those are cool. Carol said there was some good ones over here. Oh yeah. Here's a really good examples. Yep. So this is kind of a famous area for fossils. It's the Leslie Fossil Cut, or the Leslie Fossil Vein. So we're passing through Loafer's Glory right now.
We're just loafing on down.
Loafer's Glory is the name of the little community. We're getting close to the Buffalo River. And Buffalo was America's first designated wild and scenic river in the 1974, I think. And it's really beautiful. There's the Upper Buffalo, which is more over our direction, that is a little bit more fast moving and has more rapids and stuff on it. And then the Lower Buffalo is a little bit more wider and sedate. One of the big things is to canoe the buffalo or float the buffalo.
Float the buffalo.
Float the buffalo. And you have to have some experience to do the Upper Buffalo.
Yep.
And there's only certain times a year that you can do it, because and there's places that's pretty shallow, so you won't have any floating. You'll be just hiking with your canoe. Anyway, so we are headed toward the community of Harriet. There's some cows having their dinner. And Big Flat. So anyway, carrying on down the road here. Oh, there's a barn quilt. Look. It's a barn quilt. The lady that I bought those Flemish giant rabbits from, she paints a lot of those. I wonder if she did that one.
Oh, maybe so.
Have to find
They're
out.
supposed to be a... very crooked and steep.
This is the place I almost always get a ticket, because I come down this hill and you get up some speed and there's usually a cop sitting just on the other side of the bridge.
Another county line.
Yeah. Yay! I love this little thrift store. And it's for a good cause. Shop, kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. To climb the tree. Hi, kitty.
Hi.
She can't pet you, kitty, kitty. Oh, you got a kitty hut there, huh?
Phone number
Nice. You're pretty.
870. Hi.
Babies. Hi, are those your babies?
She said, yeah, but I don't want nothing to do with them anymore.
Oh, I'm done with that part of my life.
Well, a while ago they were all out together.
Oh, yeah.
And she was slapping them around.
Oh, no.
Mean to them.
So you said somebody dumped her here in a box?
Yes, outside the back door.
Well, at least they brought her here instead of doing
Well,
something
I know,
worse.
and you know, we have... For what?
The books. The sewing and the crochet books.
Out of, over here?
Yeah, out of that bin.
There are 4 of them are.
Quilts. I thought they were neat the last
Thank you
time.
very much.
You're welcome. Thank y'all for doing what you do.
Is that size? See if everything will fit in there.
I bet it will. We went to the Have a Heart Shelter thrift store, which Have a Heart is a no-kill shelter there in Yellville, and they have a thrift store attached to help raise funds for the shelter. So I made a few little purchases to help out the cause, right? A few, just a few. They had good
Back
prices.
seat is full.
No, your side's not.
My side's
See,
not.
there's proof.
Yeah. Your side is full.
But hey, there's a thrift store at Harrison.
My side really might get full this time.
Yes, yes. So, anyway, we're headed across, 412, which kind of runs along the ridge line up here. Headed toward Harrison to see if we can find somewhere good to eat. Yeah, it'd have been neat if they could have fixed it up and made it into something. I mean, you can tell it's still got, the building's still looking decent shape.
Mm-hmm.
But
The old trolley deal.
yeah, the train station there. I think it's
It's a nearly every family anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Are y'all originally from Anderson?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. No, because he had told me before he passed away, he said, now, you get that truck started over there so the masters won't die on it.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I was doing right here, run.
Well, we made one more little stop. We stopped at the Triple Oak gift shop.
Yep.
Which was where the Hamptons have owned it for many years. And Mr. Hampton was a really well-known basket maker in this part of the country. In fact, you watched me for a while, you saw where I have some of his baskets, and I've also got a portrait of him. And unfortunately, he passed away from cancer this fall. But his wife happened to be at the shop today, sitting out on the porch. I guess she was there running. They had a diesel pickup, and he had told her, make sure you run that truck. So she was out there letting the truck run, and she had the store open. So we stopped by and looked around, and it was a really neat little piece of Ozark
Americana.
curiosity. Yeah, yeah. It was-
Americana.
and Carol bought a really cool ghost stories book by, a local author. And then I got a couple of things.
Yeah, you got a couple of
First,
these.
I got a hearth broom, handmade hearth broom. I don't have a hearth, but I like it, so who cares? Or as a stove broom, actually, it's to sweep out your stove, I guess.
Probably. Yeah, the ashes on.
Yeah, out of your ash. Did you know those are good for your roses?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I watched Victorian Farms.
Victorian farms.
But I also got this. Now, let me. Sometimes you need to get things that just make you laugh, okay? Sometimes they don't need to have any purpose
Nope.
other than they just make you laugh.
Makes
Okay?
your heart sing.
It's chickens. It's chickens. Okay.
Okay.
To be fair, this is handmade. You twist the little ball and the little chickens peck the ground.
Yeah. Just because.
Just because it makes me
That's
laugh.
the way we do things in the
That's the way
Ozarks.
we do things.
We live a simple life
Yes.
and enjoy the small things.
That's right. Enjoy the small things. Rotary Ann van rest stop on Highway 7, and we wanted to stop here partly because it's a rest stop. It was actually the first one in the state. It was built by a lady who was in the Rotary Club. She is the one who decided there needed to be places for travelers to stop, safe places for travelers to stop and take a break when they were traveling. So it was the first one built in the state. So this is the Ozarks. This is where I live. This is looking west from Highway 7. That you can see in the tree line there, where that's Piney Creek, right in there. Thing about having a friend who will drive, I got all of this done on Miss Betsy's gingerbread towel while we were out gandering around today. So hopefully tonight, maybe I can get him pretty close to being finished. We're back home from our gander, and as you can tell, we had quite a good time. Sometimes it's just fun to go and explore. A little bit about what you saw. We drove up through the Buffalo River National Park, or National Wild and Scenic River area, up through the Ozarks and to Yellville, which is where Lisa lives and works. And then we went to the Have a Heart shelter. Have a Heart is a no-kill shelter there in Yellville, and that thrift store is attached, and Lisa is a big supporter of them, and she was happy to know that we had stopped there. And I gave them a fairly good little donation by buying things, and then I just had them round up to the next $10 to make a little bit of a donation to them. Through there to drop down to go grab a bite to eat, and then head home through down Scenic Highway 7. Scenic Highway 7 used to be the primary artery to Branson, Missouri, and Branson, Missouri is kind of like where all the country music fans want to go up to Branson and see everything, and the Dixie Stampede, everything is up there. So that used to be the primary artery until they widened Highway 65, which was the highway we took to go up. So a lot of those little gift shop businesses have gone under. The Hamptons had opened their gift shop about 27 years ago, and he was a very famous maker of white oak baskets. So the footage that you saw from there are some of his handmade baskets, and I own a couple of his baskets, plus the portrait that you remember that I found one day at Marva. I want to go back there and get some of his baskets. He passed away, unfortunately, in November. But his wife said, I've got to do something. I'm going to keep the place open because I want to do something, And then we came on down and came home. I've got to go over to meet my friend Shelly tonight, pick up some cages. I'm going to head out just in a little bit. But I thought I'd show you what I picked up today at the thrift store. So you guys saw the stove broom, the handmade broom by Mr. Hampton and his wife there. And then you saw my little handmade chicken toy. I'm going to put that up there well away from interested cats. Okay, then some of the other things that I got, I found these pieces of cross stitch. There was one more, but I didn't get it. A little pillow, and then this is just a sort of a little, move Simon, a little freestanding Santa figure. He's got a little kitty cat down here at the bottom. And it's got little charms I noticed on him right there. Then there was also probably from the same person this cross-stitched pillow, which I thought was really adorable. So I picked all those up. I think they were like $15 for all three of them. So then I found this little tiny piece of cross stitch that was like 50 cents. And then I got some of these because they made me kind of nostalgic. You guys remember making these out of the beads, the candy canes out of the beads? They were 10 cents a piece, and I thought, oh, I got to have some of those. Then they had this beautiful, there was a chip and dip bowl. This is a Christmas chip and dip bowl with the woodland creatures, and I got the matching platter that went with it also. And I think those together were $10. And then I found their crafting books. So I picked up, I think these circulars, I got all of these little circulars, the whole shooting match of them for 50 cents. So I got pineapple garden doilies. It's got all of these doilies. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Those are beautiful. So that looks like a nice next level challenge in my doily making, maybe, once I get more proficient. Then I found these cross-stitch breadcloth designs. Different ones, and they're made to fit, you know, in the corners of those breadcloths for baskets and things. And then these are kitchen towel designs. Okay. And then these were specially made to go in the corners again of the breadcloths. Then I found, this is a book of stencils, of folk art stencils. So they're like heavyweight punched out stencils that I could use to paint something with. And then this was the one that was very intriguing to me. This is a Quilt in a Day book. This is called the Underground Railroad Sampler. And what I'm hoping is, yeah, it tells the story of what the interpretation was supposed to be of all of the different, no, Cammie, we're not doing that. We're not sharpening our claws on that pillow. The interpretation of all the different patterns from the Underground Railroad quilts. So this is the whole sampler set. So I'm excited to read through this, but also to be able to maybe make some of these. So I'm very excited about that. And these were 50 cents a piece, these two. So I'm like, okay, I can pay that for those. Anyway, Shelly just messaged me and she's leaving work, so I'm going to load up and head over to her house and try to get loaded before dark. Okay, well, I'm home, and I went over to Shelly's and got some of the cages. I didn't realize how many I was getting, and so I didn't take a trailer, but I'm going to go back with my horse trailer after this weekend. My ears. Hey, buddy. So she's basically not going to be raising animals anymore. She's going back to school, and her daughter's gotten old enough that she's not interested in 4-H anymore. So she's going back to become a chaplain. That's what she was doing when she first met her ex-husband, and she was sort of encouraged to quit, and now she's going back, and I'm proud of her for going back. She wants to be a hospice chaplain, which that takes a certain kind of heart to do that, and I think she'll be really good at it. But anyway, I think I'm going to call Vlogmas an end for tonight. I am going to eat some supper, and then I'm probably going to pile up in the bed and just watch some TV and relax. And then tomorrow, we'll see what we get up to. So I hope you enjoyed our gandering today. Bye.